Hello, Tarot friends, and welcome back to Tantra and Tarot with Kelly. I took a short break and now I'm back with a reading for March energies for the collective. We're going to keep it fairly short and jump right into the reading. But first off, I'd like to go ahead and say thank you so much to my subscribers. Please subscribe if you have not already to help me grow as a channel. I really appreciate it. I would also like to wish a happy birthday to all Pisces. And coming up soon, I will be doing a pick card love reading, so stay tuned for that. As I'm shuffling, I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick rundown of all the major aspects this month. It is an action-packed month for March. On March 1st, we have the conjunction of Jupiter, Venus, and Chiron in Aries, which I'm sure many of you have seen in the western sky as it is still visible in the evening. You can see Venus and Jupiter right next to each other. Hopefully that has boosted your heart chakra and it is inspiring you to help you expand in new ways and helping you move through any pain. I'm going to cut the deck here for our reading. Bottom of the deck, I got the Knight of Cups. Let's talk about that a little bit more here in a second as I grab the other cards. So then on March 7th, we will have, oh, I think it wants to be this one. It went ahead and jumped out. So I'm going to put it down. That was quick. On March 7th, we will have a full moon in Virgo at 5:40 a.m. at 16 degrees, 40 minutes of Virgo, which will be opposing Neptune and squaring Mars and trine Uranus. So wrapping up into confusions, illusions, and fantasies that do not serve, creating a solid plan and allowing for surprising changes to occur is the name of the game for this full moon. All right, I'm going to take 2 I Ching. I've got one there. That's our first one. Ooh, and then it wants to definitely be that one. All right, and then on March 8th, we will have Saturn moving into Pisces after its conjunct Mercury. So conversations around responsibility and authority may be coming up, especially as it has to do with escaping illusions. On March 21st, that will be our new moon in Aries at 0 degrees, which will also mark our spring equinox. And then on March 23rd, we will have the long-awaited Pluto ingressing into Aquarius for the first time since the 1770s. So if you can imagine, it's the first time that Pluto has been in Aquarius since the Revolutionary War time, which was quite a long time ago. So we should be looking forward to some excitement there. But overall, until we get to that point, we're just going to have to do our best to work through all these changes as we have some major energy shifts this month. So just hold on to your horses. All right, let's see what the cards have to say. I'm going to go ahead and take a main energy, a past, a present, and a future. And let's go ahead and start by talking about that Knight of Cups that we saw in the beginning of the reading. And I say, you know, that Knight of Cups, I think that is indicative of the coming of springtime. That is very much like that Pisces man, the lover, the boyfriend, the one that wants to give you compliments and allow you to feel good. And we had that energy absolutely when we had Venus conjunct Jupiter. So you may have felt more expansive in the heart chakra. You may have felt like you were wanting to send love messages, to go out on more dates, to feel more romantic. And if that was you, that's great. That energy is still going to be around for a little while. Then let's see here at the bottom of the deck when I cut, I've got the Judgment card. The main energy I have for the reading is Justice. The past energy I have is the 7 of Pentacles. Present energy, Strength card. Future energy I have is the 4 of Pentacles. Let's take a look at the Moonology card. The Moonology card, how sweet. Have faith in your dreams. Then our Animal Spirit card is the Rabbit. How cute for spring. The first I Ching card I have is 44 Liaison. And the second I Ching card I have is 53. It says here, continuous rhythm or something like that in French. So we will look those up here in a bit. But let's discuss first in more detail what we have going on here with the tarot. and what this divinely guided energy means. Well, we do have the major arcana of the Justice card. So certainly this means bringing things into balance. It could mean the end of a court case. It could also mean that you're dealing with situations in which we have to find a fair balance. And this may also have to do with you being fair with yourself. So this month, if we've looked back at the beginning of the year so far, what have you accomplished and what are you still working on? Because the new year really begins on March 21st as the 0 degree of Aries. You may say to yourself, I'm finally going to give myself that justice I deserve for the goals that I wanted to have at the beginning of the year, because now I actually have the energy to do so. And with the 7 of Pentacles in the past, it says maybe we've been waiting. We've been waiting for some money to come in. We've been waiting for the right timing. Perhaps the timing wasn't right earlier in the month to make those changes, to move forward in areas of your life that you've been waiting. It may have just felt like a slow start to the year. I read something that says that February is the most Tuesday of the whole year. And so if you felt like it was just the beginning of the week over and over again, and you're stuck in the middle of the week and not getting to that fun weekend expression that you're wanting to have, we are going to be getting there this month, absolutely. And it has taken a while. There are going to be things coming back from the past. There's going to be some testing going on. The intensity of having Saturn now move into Pisces after it being in Aquarius for 3 years, it's going to feel like now we're being tested in new areas of our life. For example, if say you originally had Saturn in your 3rd house and now it's moving into your 4th house, then perhaps you've been working on your communication and your friend circles, and you've had to learn more about the connections that you have in life. And now you're moving into the 4th house, which is like, now suddenly I have all these things going on with my house that I have to fix, or now I'm going to be moving, or so it just may be a totally different area of your life. It could have gone from like working on your friendships to now working on this deep spiritual side of yourself. So depending on where Saturn's moving into, it may just feel like some things are coming up for you to have to work through that you haven't dealt with in a while. And now, boom, here they are. So you can't really shove them back into the corner. You can't put them back in the closet anymore. You're going to have to use the strength that you have here. Here's this man's fighting the lion here. So the lion that we have coming in at the beginning of the month, it's March in like a lion, out like a lamb. This is the lion that we're fighting at the beginning of the month, where it's like, boom, everything now is moving, and it's moving really quickly. And I have to gather my strength, and I have to find balance in what's coming in. Otherwise, I may just shut down again, or I may not pass this universal test. With 3 major arcana here, it says that we are going to have to be paying attention. So don't let those details slide by right now. I say, it's time to, if you feel like this rabbit, like a little frozen in fear, perhaps there are things coming up, maybe some PTSD from the past even, and your flight freeze or flee responses are coming up, and you feel like this rabbit, and you're like, I can't do anything. I'm either going to scurry around, or I'm not sure where to start. But this rabbit also represents the beginning of spring, at the beginning of any month. And you're going to go chase the rabbit throughout the month, and you're going to get to the end. And then at the end, it's not going to be as intense as it was in the beginning. So watch out for those fear cycles coming in as things become more intense and things start to shift here. It says, have faith in your dreams. Waxing crescent moon. We do have that waxing moon right now, and it's a little further than a crescent. We had the moon in Cancer as I was filming this, moving into Leo. So moving into Leo, the sign of strength, we're making our way to that fuller moon. We're going to have to continue to stick to our goals as we are perhaps being bombarded with things coming up from the past, in which we're going to have to really use our wits to move through. However, it says here underneath our judgment card. Just take one step at a time. It doesn't have to go as quickly as everyone is wanting to push you. So you may just have to say to your co-workers, colleagues, friends, family, okay, I see you want things to move quickly here. I'm going to use my strength. I'm going to slow stuff down. You're going to have to make perhaps a few other people be patient. In order to give yourself that fairness. Now, you may be working with a Leo and or a Libra this month. Also, I was going to say that we have, the sun rules this sign and we have Venus rule this sign. And we just had that major Venus conjunction with Jupiter. So you may feel like money's expanding. You may want to set some new goals in which you have to save money. And that's going to happen rather slowly. Perhaps you need to take some time out to do that financial stuff to get your taxes in order. It may be people, obviously, this time of year, looking at their finances from the previous year, deciding what to do with their money moving forward this year, and having to have the strength and balance to do so, especially as we're working with the IRS, as we're doing that death and taxes thing. We do have the Grim Reaper here. So being mindful of what's coming around for you to do your best at. Certainly that's going to be very important this month. I'm going to read a little bit about this rabbit, and then we're going to move into the I Ching and see what it has to say. All right, so the rabbit we have is an earth element. And what does it say? Okay, here we go. Rabbit, afraid of everything, overwhelmed, frozen. The rabbit loves to remind his friends that someday the eagle will swoop down and eat him. He talks and talks and talks about it so loudly, in fact, that the eagle hears and thanks him for the great idea. Rabbit energy is alive when we are scared, most often about the future. And as we become our own worst enemy, we can spin up a dust cloud of fear and then complain to others that we are lost. Notice your thoughts and words, oh rabbit, they shape your destiny. So certainly putting your mind where you want your future to go is going to help you move in that direction. It's like trying to drive a car down the road and looking to the left when you're moving forward. Eventually, you're going to start to veer that way. Don't get distracted by what everybody else is doing. Stay in your own lane and work on these fear triggers that may be going on with you this month. And that can certainly be true as we have Pluto moving into a new sign. We're stirring up new things. We have Saturn moving into a new sign. He's stirring up new things. And what are you going to do with all of that stuff that's being stirred? Well, it says bring it into balance, perhaps with a day of silence. And or, when you're in balance, you could be more of that sensitive problem solver or a good listener for other people that need that kind of help from you. So certainly supporting others. You may have some friends coming back around from the past that have some things that they want to talk through with you. So definitely being a good listener in that regard. Well, let's take a look at our I Ching, and when we'll see what the special message that the I Ching has for us as well at this time of year. Okay, so we have number 44 liaison. So I'm going to start with that. Number 44, it says, and these have some multiple names, so it may be slightly different here. Okay, it says liaison. All right, here we go. It says sky above, wind below. Looks like there's like a tornado there. Sort of interesting for the springtime, that tornadic activity that certainly we get through the Midwest. So watching out for some weird weather, I think, of course, is also what's going on right now. Okay. An attraction is strong, but the relationship may not be destined to last. A coming together of disparate forces may not be what it seems. An apparently harmless but potentially dangerous element has attracted attention and is pulling on a stronger one. A traditional Chinese image as but a bold but immature young woman using her charms to gain influence over someone in a position of power. Ironically, the powerful person dallies her, thinking it can do no harm. Famous last thoughts. When power shifts into the hands of those who are not prepared for it, misfortune can come up to all parties. Still, you need to not fear meetings with those whose positions are different from your own, as long as you are free of ulterior motives. Be wary of temptations that arise because of the power of your position, or conversely, your connection to someone in an important position. Combat temptations to take unfair advantage of power differentials by nipping them in the bud before they can flower. As soon as you become aware of a dangerous liaison, promptly speak up or step away, much like this judgment card, using your good judgment. When honorable and balanced, there are indeed times when a rendezvous of the yielding and strong turns out to be a great opportunity, like the strength card here, a great opportunity for positive and constructive relationships. The difference between careless connection and a relationship of depth lies in the motives of one's heart. How sincere are you? And that's a good thing that we should ask that Knight of Cups from the beginning. Is it a love bomb, or do you sincerely want to be with the person in that specific relationship? This also allows me to think more about Saturn moving into Pisces and how it's going to break down those cherished illusions that we have. So if there's something keeping you from growth that is somewhat of an illusion, fantasy, or delusion, I think it's going to be breaking down right now. So maybe you want to start looking at those yourself before the Tower element comes in to break them down for you. All right, well, let's look at number 53, and then we will read the final line and wrap it up for today. So let's see. Number 53 says a steady pace. Wind above, mountain below. Like an ancient forest where subtle plays of light and texture and shadow result from a process measured in centuries and inches, things of lasting value develop gradually and at their own pace. The ability to learn from experience, one of humanity's greatest treasures, implies constant yet gradual progress. The combination of stillness within and determination without are the essence of this process. Good things can sprout quickly, but the truly delightful take much longer, like a beautiful tree on a mountainside. So having the strength for that patience, taking it slow, and keeping your eye on the prize here. Good things can sprout quickly, like a beautiful tree on a mountainside. The principle of gradual development also applies to relationships. For love, marriage, and other long-term partnerships, the best progress is slow but steady. Slow enough to allow bonds to knit properly, and steady enough to keep moving in the right direction. A firmly rooted tree has deep roots and is not easily toppled. Steady development of your depths is what makes sustainable long-term progress possible. You cannot expect to have everything all at once. Development must be free to run its course, and events must be allowed to unfold in their own natural time. Neither rushed nor manipulated. In this way, you will achieve and enjoy long-lasting relationships as well as success in the world. So I guess as we're looking in the relationship world right now, it's interesting to note, which relationships are, just for a short period of time, and which relationships are going to be able to build over time. So, really using your mentality, knowing what's important to you, and having that faith is going to help with this decision making if there has to be one, or much like the Pisces, just going with the flow in the river and allowing as above, so below to work for you in a positive way. So one more quick message from number 44 liaison. We're going to see what the changing lines are and read the one that is the chosen line for today. Okay, so it's going to be line 4 from liaison. So 444. Hopefully that is a little additional numerology for you. I think that is some angel numerology. So we will see what 444 has to bring us for this month. All right, here we are, number 44, line 4. All right. It is not wise to turn your back on subordinates or more humble people. You may need their support sometime in the future. When people of lesser influence have good intentions, it is best to keep them on your side, as the seemingly less important people have a way of becoming more powerful when the time is right for it. Be aware of your own ego. So be aware of this power struggle that may be going on this month, allowing people to have their own time to shine in the sun, and just staying positive. If there are some challenges that come up, there is going to be some challenges this month as we are going through so many changes. So watch for those growing pains. But overall, Thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. Have a lovely upcoming full moon in Virgo, and I will be back very soon for some pick a card love readings in a kind of a cool fashion. So I think you're going to turtly love it, if that gives you a little hint. All right. Thanks so much, everyone. I'll talk to you soon, and have a lovely month. Please subscribe to my channel for more Tantra and Tarot.